This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
So we're just about to get on here, and she said these words, and I need to start with these words: lose weight overnight. I don't know how that's possible. Are we talking water weight or whatever it is? She's the one we connect with for lots of deep insight on a lot of medical things. She's the woman behind a wonderful wellness center in Tulsa, and everything they do there, massage, acupuncture. She's got a medical background, runs deep. Teresa Wilkinson back with us. Okay. Tulsa Path. You're that person. Lose weight overnight? What are we talking about here?
Okay. So there is a thing about losing 3 pounds overnight. And so not only is it fluid balance, but it's also gas exchange. So when, I don't know if you ever weighed before you go to bed and then weighed the next morning when you get up, you'll be about 3 pounds lighter. Okay, so this is how it happens. It's not necessarily fat burning. So, that's going to take some exercise and reduction of calories. But number one, breathing. When we are exhaling, we are carrying out water vapor. So over 7 to 8 hours of sleep, if you get that, it can add up to several hundred milliliters of just breathing. Okay, now sweating, even if you don't feel sweaty, you're actually losing water through your skin. So your skin is, it's the largest organ of elimination. So the skin is actually eliminating waste. Now, urine, the kidneys will filter blood all night, filling up the bladder. So that's why everybody, if they're not going to the bathroom in the middle of the night, you are getting up first thing in the morning, and you'll lose a pound or two just in urine. So while your body is sleeping, while you're sleeping, your body is burning energy for repair.
Mm-hmm.
The brain is, it's actually repairing even your brain, and your brain is active because, we're dreaming. And then we have a temperature regulation. So our body's working to keep our temperature regulated.
When you put all those pieces together, I guess it could be 3 pounds. When you realize what is coming off of you in the water vapor, going to the bathroom, all of that. I haven't checked, but I'm going to do that from now on before bed and waking up. Lately, my weight hasn't really fluctuated much. I would like it to, and that's why I'm kind of like,
I can give you a tip.
Go.
And it's okay. It's from Oprah. Now she promotes a lot of weight loss stuff, and I've tried a lot of it. But this has been amazing, and it's all herbs. Some of it's green tea, black pepper, ginger, cinnamon. I mean, just some real basic stuff. But it's the combination and the perfect amount of each thing. And it's several things, but they're all very common. And the name of the product is Lelleum, Lelleum. And
I'm writing it down.
Yes, write it down. I'm very impressed with it because I've tried a lot of things over the last 10 years. Because I used to weigh, say, when I was in my, when I was very young, say 18, 19, I was 112. Then once I got into my 20s, I was 124. Then when I got into my 30s, I was more like 135. Then in my 40s, I went to 145, and the same with 50s. And then after I got married, I jumped up to 155. Okay. So I was about 135 when we first met, and then I ended up gaining weight. I don't know if it's stress, but I didn't necessarily stress eat like a lot of people say. I've had several people this last week say they've gained weight from stress eating, say they're taking care of an elderly parent. or they're having a autistic child they're
Hmm.
raising, and they
Hmm.
just feel like they're a slave. They feel like they're a robot, and they just stress eat just because they're just nervous and they don't know how to calm themselves down. But I just probably stress in a lot of different ways because I had the neck and back surgeries and some different car accidents. But anyway, I tried some of Oprah's different um, things that she promoted. And on this particular podcast, I went down the rabbit hole and she said, I promoted a lot of things and they kind of worked and I thought they did, but then they really didn't gain the weight back. But this really works. And it was one of her shows where she had the scientists on that developed this formula, and everybody. Then there was also some other people on there that gave a testimony, and everybody said, "Yeah." So it's one capsule a day, and you may take it for 2 or 3 weeks and nothing happens, and then all of a sudden, boom, you start dropping. So I went from 155 to 150, then 150 to 145, then 145 to 140. Then it just was 1 pound after another. So it's been maybe mid December. And I'm now to this morning 127. And that was after breakfast.
What was the name of that again?
Lelium, L-E, and I don't know if I pronounced it right, but it's Lelleum. And
L Lell.
EUM. And on the front of it, it has a flame representing it really burns fat.
So
So
I wanted to go there with those ingredients. Yeah, we always hear that term. It burns fat. It's a fat burner. This
yes,
sounds like it legit is based on
it,
what you said. It sounds like it's turning up the heat inside your body, is it?
it is. It is. And what's crazy now, I've always eaten very well, very clean. And so now I come and work kind of what I call the second shift because my husband worked for Boeing. He worked the second shift. So I had to tweak my 9 to 5 to more like a 1 to 8 to be in sync with him. So I bring lunch and dinner, and I am taking, seeing patients all day. So I'm just eating little bits in between patients. And so, like today, I brought some shrimp and some uh, cauliflower mashed potatoes. Those cauliflower mashed potatoes, I actually mush them up, put butter, salt, pepper, and
Mm.
peanut butter and jelly in with the cauliflower and mix it all up. So that peanut
Ooh.
butter and jelly gives it flavor. Plus, you know how we like our peanut butter.
Oh, and I'm hearing more and more great things about peanut butter. I eat it pretty much every day. And if I don't, I'll have a handful of peanuts. I just like it. It, fills me up and
Yeah.
everything.
Well, it
And
really makes the cauliflower taste good. And the thing is it's clean energy. It gives you energy, plus it satisfies you from any kind of craving, and so it just real solid, and practically no calories, really.
I'm looking for this and I'm trying to spell it how you have it, but it's not showing up.
I
L-E.
wonder, I wonder if I'd have to get off Zoom to at look it up on my phone because I took a picture of it. So I hate to mess up the Zoom meeting today, but
No
I
worries.
can I can get back with you on that. But it's on my phone. I took a couple of pictures of it.
I was literally just going to order it while we're talking. That's how I'm like,
I know.
this sounds like amazing.
I know. I've
The-
I've got I've got this figure now. I'm not have any kind of skin hanging or anything, but it looks like I have abs. I have this nice young figure.
I'm going to shut this
And
podcast
this
off right now so you can look on your phone. Like, all right, one final time. Do I have this right? Lelleun.
M
I tried it with
M.
the M too. And
Well, now you've got me really wondering if I made a mistake or not. But um, I don't know if I flipped on my phone, would I be able to get back to the podcast? We're
I,
recording, so I hate to do it. So
I don't know.
I'll just
We'll,
reach out to you
we'll
after it's
circle back
over.
on that. But
Yeah, we'll circle
that
back.
the couple of things going on here that it sounds reasonable that it burns fat, and Oprah endorsed it. so we give a check mark there. She's not going to do something that doesn't,
Right.
resonate. Then you used it. How long have you been on it?
It was middle of December I started, and
Ooh,
I've done that well, just 2 months.
side
And
effects, any?
no, and it's all natural stuff. Like now, black pepper is one of them, and I have had people. Okay, get this. I had a patient once who had fibroids in her uterus so large she looked pregnant.
Wow.
And she came to me for acupuncture and nutritional herbal help to see if she couldn't get rid of them without surgery. She was wanting to get pregnant. Well, you can't get pregnant with fibroids that large. Well, guess what? She had to go back to Africa. She was originally from Africa. Her father passed away. She had to go back and take care of family business. She came back to see me when she returned, and it was a few months later. And someone over there said, drink black pepper tea. And so it's usually, it's there's another chemical word for it, pepperine, something like that. But anyway, it's on the bottle. So anyway, she drank this black pepper tea, and guess what? It melted those fibroids away. She came back with all that gone. Her stomach was flat.
Okay, I
Where
think
before she looked 8 months pregnant. So I know that black pepper is part of this formula. And then some of the other things like green tea is good for metabolism. It also supports the liver function and kidney. Um, so cinnamon is one of them. I think that's a good fat burner. I know
sure.
I've seen that on social media. Um, but
So I
anyway,
found it.
all
I
the
found it. I found
did
it.
you? Okay, how did I misspell it? How did I miss?
Close, close. Laellium.
Okay, I was close. Okay,
Yeah, very
all
close.
right. Okay,
Uh,
good.
uh,
I'm glad you found it.
so,
But it's all herbal, and it's all really, really things that you might find in your kitchen. But it's
sure.
just the perfect combination and the perfect um, amounts that made it all make that perfect formula to burn. And
What
every one
is
of them. Go ahead.
what's more important in terms of losing weight? And I hear this often that it's 80% diet, 20% exercise. Would you
I
say
agree.
that? Yeah.
I agree
Hmm.
because my knees. I had that accident with a patient where I fell, and my knees have been uh, changed, and I'm waiting to get these knee replacements.
Oh,
So
you really need one? I remember
I'm
you
gonna have
telling
to
us
have
about that.
both of them because I can't go up and down stairs at home. My bedroom and master bath are upstairs, and I have to crawl up and down the stairs.
And this is from that fall that you had with the
Yes,
patient.
yes. So
Oh my God.
I had repairs done, like the ACL repaired, meniscus, and the hamstrings were ripped off the back. They were reattached, which is, I guess, a very difficult thing to do. So I've had all the repair work done, but I actually um, have to now get the replacement bone on bone, as they say. It just completely crashed them, and I had never had anything wrong with my knees before or legs. I mean, I was very athletic, no issues, never had anything. And that fall just did it.
Focusing on the fall for just a moment because it's relatable for all of us as we get older. It takes longer to heal and all of that. That one fall, I'm blown away what damage that did. And if I remember correctly, the patient was about to fall, so you grabbed them to stop the fall or at
Well,
least break it.
she grabbed me by the, so we hugged because we've known each other for a long time. She's bigger, taller, heavier, older, and she had neuropathy real bad from diabetes. We hugged, and then she starts stumbling backwards because her legs are numb. That's why she was coming to see me, was because of the neuropathy. She starts stumbling backwards, grabs me by the back of the neck, and takes me down. And all the doctors just said it's the force of, I wasn't prepared to go down. It's that I was forced down. And of course,
Uh,
the floor does have carpet on it, but it's not thick carpet. It's just, um, oh, it's thin. It's kind of like you would see in an office. And basically, I'm landing on concrete. But I fractured my pelvis, sacrum, 5 herniated disc in the low back, ripped hamstrings, ripped inner pelvic muscles, ripped the hamstrings off the pelvis, ripped them off the back of the knees, and then completely just crushed the knees.
Oh, you would have done
And
better in a car accident.
yes, I would have. I would have. And so when I screamed, the other therapist thought a fire alarm had gone off.
I don't blame you.
And so it just was automatic. But anyway, I wasn't able to walk. I had to crawl for a while until I found, this is funny. My cat had had dental surgery. He was a fighter, lost a fang, had to have it removed. So I was crawling around, had to crawl and pull myself up on the counter to use the bathroom, then use my forearms to get back across to use the sink and get back on the floor and crawl around. So I looked in my medicine cabinet to see if there was anything that maybe was left over from some time that maybe might help. And I found this little brown envelope from the vet. It said take one a day if needed. And what it was a 20 milligram prednisone. So I pinched it in half, just took 10 milligrams, went and laid down on a cold pack, took an hour nap. And after that, I thought I'm going to test this and see if it worked. That 10 milligrams of prednisone, I was able to go from crawling to walking. I took a step, took a step, took a step. And even though the hamstrings were detached from my pelvis and back of my knee, I was still able to walk. Now, what was funny is a week later, the cat had gotten another cat fight. He couldn't walk. He was crawling. My husband thought he broke a leg. I checked. He had not broke a leg. I gave him the other half of the prednisone, laid him on a Copac. He took an hour nap, and he went from crawling to walking.
How does that work? That's a steroid, isn't it?
It's a steroid, so it's really magic. But it's one of those things they used to give people all the time for arthritis, and they learned that the side effects are too great. So if you have any sense, now some people are still taking it, but it's really one of those things you do not want to take routinely. It's just something that you should take just to get out of a jam, because the long term effects will make you crippled. I used to
Wow.
call it the Humpty Dumpty drug because it'll make you big and fat like Humpty Dumpty, and your arms and legs just shrivel up and get deformed.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Weight gain with that prednisone.
So yes,
Yeah, yeah.
so it's great for getting you out of a bad situation, but it's not a forever drug, ideally. So
What's interesting, just swinging back on the compound that you had mentioned, which I'm going to order, that you lost weight
yes,
on.
yes,
Many don't say it helps you to lose weight. Maybe they can't make those claims, but it's
right.
more of support your active, healthy lifestyle with energy and blah 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 blah. But it's what you just said, cinnamon and the other ingredients. What do you have to lose? I mean, it's in theory. I hear this all the time in terms of certain teas turns up the heat within your body. Not scaring anybody, not going to hurt you.
It's just
It's
metabolism,
metabolism.
bumping
Thank
up
you.
the metabolism. And so that's the other thing that happens while we're asleep. Our body uses glycogen, and actually, it's a carbohydrate in the liver and in our muscles. And we use it, our body's using that for energy while we're sleeping. So I guess it takes energy to sleep, believe it or not. It's kind of crazy. And we'll use up about 3 grams of glycogen and release the water and uric acid with it while we're sleeping. So I guess because we're dreaming and we're staying alive, our heart is beating, so all that takes energy.
Hmm.
So that
Um,
So our brain, what's crazy was another fact that I ran into is our brain is throwing 50,000 messages per second inside inside our brain, inside our head, and no emails required. Now, can you believe that our brain can actually be doing 50,000 messages? But if you think of part of it is our brain stem, which is all automatic. So we're automatically breathing, we're automatically heart beating, we're automatically sitting up, we're talking, our eyes are blinking, we're seeing, we're smelling, we're breathing, so there's a lot of the autonomic nervous system that's going on, but also our brain is really busy, with a lot of thoughts, more than we realize, because there's probably thoughts going on in the background while we're talking,
I've
you know.
heard this recently that we're dealing with a lot of stress because of the things that are floating out there. So, oh, I got to remember to do that later. Oh, I got to remember to send that email. Oh, I have to remember to take the chicken out to thaw. Got to remember to do this. Got to remember. All of this stuff is just mounting in our brains and creating stress and anxiety because we're trying to keep track of all of this stuff. I guess we
uh,
could write it down, put it in our phone, things like that, reminders and things like that.
uh,
I find myself too. I got a ton of things. I'm like, oh, don't forget to do this. Don't forget to do that. It probably takes its toll on us after time, right?
yes, and then if you add work stress or family stress,
Yes.
personal stress, then that's when people feel overloaded, and then they just go, "Oh, I'm just losing it. Oh, I think I'm aging. Oh, I'm not doing well." But really, we just have to slow down, take a breath, and I think that's probably why meditation, yoga, tai chi, those kind of things are so powerful for us because it makes us slow down. It makes us take a breath. It makes us just clear our mind. And
Teresa, you know what I'm doing later?
meditation, breathing.
Nothing, nothing. And I was going to do nothing last night, and that turned into, the aftermath of the storm. Uh, I got my Jeep out, checked on a friend, and then I did some other stuff, and talked on a phone. And now I'm like, it's 11:30 p.m. What about
Yeah.
me? I didn't do any. My plan was to just sit, relax, reflect, call it meditate, maybe 20 minutes, whatever. No, happening tonight, and looking forward to it. There's
So
something there once you figure it out.
yes, and then going back to our neurotransmitters, one thing I've been taking is dopamine. You can get it on Amazon, and it's a powder form. It's L-dopamine. It's all pure, 99% pure. And
Wow.
I just take a fourth of a teaspoon with water morning and night. So a lot of people talk about being depressed and that kind of thing. Well, get some dopamine. Get the L-dopamine, and it's for reward and motivation. And it will help you just keep it's a nutrient for the brain, and so it's going to keep you on track. I
Wow.
also take resveratrol and NAD. Those are all brain food, and it's anti-aging, anti-inflammatory, and they come
Wow.
together a lot of times. I also do these patches that activate a stem cell, and so when we are in the womb, stem cells, we're just a bunch of stem cells making our organs busy, busy, busy. As we're growing, we have all these stem cells building our body. Then once we become an adult, it's like our hormones. The stem cells just start going a downward curve, and because we don't need them anymore, and that creates aging. Well, if we keep our stem cells active, then we can keep repair and renewal going all the time. And then
Wow.
if we take these nutrients that help us rebuild and repair, then we've got the substances there to do it with. So,
You had mentioned this those patches before. But the dopamine, I didn't know that we could take. We're out of time. I could keep going. It's like like so interesting and so relatable. What do you want in life? To feel good about yourself, be fit,
and then
feel good mentally.
I want to talk about a little bit of breathing exercises for that meditation. Maybe next
We're gonna
time.
have to, yeah,
Okay.
next time. I would love to hear that. And so many of us struggle with this thing called meditation. Maybe we overthink it, but we could use any advice you got.
Well, I know it helps to have some techniques, or else the
Yes.
brain's, how to quiet that your brain. It's tricky.
You you have the center there in Tulsa, tulsapath.com. Um,
Yes.
or you're available, I would assume, if somebody wants to
Yeah.
reach out on your website, anywhere virtually, questions, consultation, and such. Thank you for today. And I appreciate your transparencies. I'm very sorry that you're going through those challenges. But I'm going to say it's you
Uh,
because you were helping a patient. You were
there you
helping a
go.
patient,
There you
and
go.
that's amazing. You know,
But I'll become a new person, robotical. I'll
yeah,
be a robot.
bionic woman,
I'll be
bionic woman.
bionic.
A new you.
Brand new me.
Thank you for today, Teresa. We'll
Okay.
catch up
All
soon.
right.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.